Hey, good morning, Dr. Rob. It's Sunday morning. It's 10:02. Started a few minutes late. Sorry about that. How's everyone doing? The live chat, Fertile Fireside chat, and going from evening to morning. It's a little bit of shift and change for the new year. Hello, let's see. Brit's Wisdom, Stang Girl. Pretty Baby 3, Kay Bowers, Gabrielle, how you doing? Mrs. Hello, Melissa, good morning. Started the day a little bit slower. I put out a coffee with Kiltz on Facebook and it's gonna send it out. Hey, Jennifer Sharp, how you doing? Nicole Fairbanks, Melissa, hello. Let's see, Jerry, Shaggy, Education, Mayor Bennington, hello, good morning. All right, give me a second. I just had to kind of rush around a little bit to get myself organized and going. Can everyone hear me okay? All right, and making sure we're all connected properly. Oh, let's get the sound back up for everyone. And I'm working on, let's see, our YouTube channel getting moving forward. But continue to talk about natural fertility and doing more and more on natural cycle IVF, more and more on mini cycle IVF. But most of what we're really here to share is how can we help people conceive naturally through a lot of the things we talk about. And remember, when I talk about keto, and I'm mostly a carnivore, but listen, I respect and I'm here to share ways of being keto, whether you're a vegan, a vegetarian, and learning the concepts of ideas that maybe the foods we eat are part of the problem. And it's not because you're a vegan or vegetarian or you're a carnivore, it's that we're eating the wrong things, the wrong time, the wrong amounts, and this is part of the problem. And I'm here to listen and learn as I've learned from everyone who's taught me how to better share ideas. I spent some time with Erin McCullough in Fertile Hope Yoga the other day, and we did a Zoom presentation and took questions from everyone. Gias Bartolotta, hello, Monica. Morning from Buffalo, and Buffalo's coming. We're dealing with the village a little bit of the town to get our permits right. Dr. Chang, Dr. D'Souza doing an awesome job getting everyone properly trained. Let's see, all right. Al Campbell, what are your thoughts on serrapeptase enzyme unlocking fallopian tubes? I don't have enough experience with it, but all these little antioxidants and anti-inflammatory processes may help mind massage, acupuncture, meditation, and don't forget, you got to create the vision board of open tubes and a reduced inflammatory environment, really a fertile environment that's going to allow egg and sperm and embryos to get together and find the right place to implant and create that baby in that right place in order to grow. And so I think that it's serrapeptase may be helpful. There was another one that I'm looking at, DMT, as maybe helping with ovarian reserve stuff, and I'm looking at that, and I'll have more next week. Let's see, Kay Bowers, 1220. I did keto for about 3 months, but I feel the cheese and meat caused my fibroids to grow. I just had 9 removed 3 weeks ago. All right. They were there before that, in my opinion, and I'm not a big cheese fan. And all I would tell you is that I see a ton of fibroids and very few people eat a lot of red meat, in my opinion. They're all eating plants, and there's a really great article on phytoestrogens that come from plants that are in beets and wheat and rye and many other things, and oats, that basically are likely the cause, in my opinion. I know we're all looking for the thing, and fatty and red meat seems to be the culprit, but I'll bet $1 billion no way. I see fibroids in plenty of people that don't touch red meat, and I think that they're part of the inflammation, and you might have seen them grow, but remember, that what you watch, you may see a little bit more in tune to. Donor eggs from CNY, Melissa. And we're really working on more donor eggs. We're looking to recruit donor eggs from all over the country and the world potentially. We're looking for those people that might be young and healthy and have a tubal ligation or vasectomy and want to share some eggs in order to cut the cost. And so we're really working on that a lot. That's coming, by the way. Ice cream for Valentine's Day. I did the same thing, by the way. Remember, if you download our CNY family building guide, and don't forget Dr. Kiltz's Keto, the new magazine's coming, but most of all, don't forget, support Maria and Craig Emmerich on their keto stuff. And remember, you can do keto if you're vegan, a vegetarian, a standard eater, or a carnivore. There's lots of different ways to do this. We're not saying there's one way in this process. All right, Annette Knight, how you doing? Carla Anderson, hello, Ellie Smith from Alabama. Let's see, it's a pleasure for everyone, by the way. And, you know, we're getting it's one of the reasons we made IVF single cycle more affordable, because we realize that many people only do 1 or 2 cycles in this world of fertility. We never hear from all the failures in general. We look at the 60 to 70% success rates in the blastocyst group that had PGS tested embryos, but we don't hear from all the ones that never got a transfer. I think that's a big one, by the way. Together we changed the plan going forward. We are now 19 weeks, 4 days pregnant. Awesome, 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 Beth. And remember, the real trick to this process is we're still continuing at $3,900 IVF plus monitoring and meds. We're going to work on a continued discount for more than 3 or 4 cycles, and I'm going to work on that this year, and financing everyone is our way. And we're going to start where you pre-finance, you start your finance, maybe a 10 or 20% down payment. You'll be able to choose that, I think. But most importantly, if it fails, you're still responsible, unfortunately. And I'm sorry for that. Again, I'm working to make it the most affordable, accessible. Dr. Paul Magarelli, Dr. Milton McNichols are working to come and join the CNY fertility family, because we are a family, all of us, working to create and build families. That's the most important thing, by the way. Will you do IVF with an FSH of 9.8, Kayla? Yes, listen, these numbers don't say you will or won't have a baby. They're numbers that can be very, very distracting to us all. My FSH is 10 and my AMH is 0.59, but we've seen the turnaround. Kiltz's Keto is king. Remember, 1 meal a day at night, add the fat. It should be a 70% at least fat calories in your diet, which is either coconut or hemp seed, oils. Remember, it's fat. I think the coconut fat is the best if you're vegan. Buttercream and eggs if you're vegetarian. Lard, tallow, ghee, butter if you're a standard eater and you're not afraid of that stuff. And don't have fear. Pick and choose which way you want to go, and we'll support you and help you along the way. Hey, Natalie. And, you know, I'm getting a lot of text messages and emails, and I apologize if I'm not able to, get to everyone right away. I'm really working diligently. Miss Tia has been really wonderful to allow me to have the time. She takes awesome, amazing care of me to give me the time to share and learn with all of us. And remember, we have to share a lot of love. When we can love the challenge, right? This is where the fertile secret idea in the book came in. Through love, we can make it all happen better. And Angelica, thank you for the shout out. Trilaminar to achieve a success. Natalie, good question. So the lining of 7 millimeter or greater, even in the 17, 18 millimeters, lining could be good, by the way. I've seen lots of articles on that. But a triple lining seems to be better, but it's not necessary. We'll do everything we can to look at a natural cycle, maybe a letrozole low-dose estrogen, letrozole low-dose injectables, or going to strictly estrogen protocol, maybe add some oral or vaginal Viagra, acupuncture, don't forget, the reason keto is really key is get rid of the fiber, get rid of the probiotics, which I think are deadly. And remember, alcohol is deadly. THC is deadly. Tobacco is deadly. Limit the caffeine for sure. And remember, herbal medicines like tea, all of these things contain phytochemicals that may be deadly and dangerous for all of us that we don't quite understand. My belief is that so many of the chemicals that cause cancer come from plants. Plants are the predator that want to kill us or reduce our reproduction. It's a crazy one. I think coffee, Ellie, is okay. Limit the amount, 1 to 2 cups. Tea, 1 to 2 cups. Water, but not too much, is not good for us. LAAM surgery, remove fibroids. How long do you wait to start IVF? Bo Lee. Awesome. I recommend at least 3 to 6 months of allowing the uterus to heal before either a laparoscopic or laparotomy. Now, hysteroscopic myomectomies, usually about 4 to 8 weeks should be enough. Desiree Hallman, how you doing? Melissa Randazzo, hello. And love to everyone, by the way. And the more we really share love and kindness and generosity in this world, the better. And the world is the world. And when we can see it in the light of the spirituality and faith that is really built into all of us as human beings. All right, Samiam, hi. And I'm going to be doing, I think, March 23rd, a Skype, Facebook Live with the group in Texas. Open to do these maybe on a monthly basis where we can do more Zoom and question answer. I like the ability to see people's pictures because we really are part of this process. Haley Cooper, shared cycles, yes. So the idea is that you have some extra eggs, you want to share them with someone. We're working on reducing the cost. Remember, we don't have to pay $4,000 to a donor. There are some screening tests that can be done through your insurance, looking at infectious disease, genetic screening, which is all kind of customary in the process anyway. All right, does CMI still do IVF monthly giveaways? Yes, Mayor of Bennington, we still do our monthly giveaways. We're gonna continue with that. We're always, if you have extra meds and things that you can share, sperm, eggs, embryos, or someone to carry a baby. I hear people that are donating half their liver, their kidneys, blood, bone marrow. Maybe we should think more and more about this family of affordability and helping others through donating extra eggs or sperm or embryos or donating uterus and really reducing the cost tremendously, because we all know at the foundation of all life is a baby. And I can tell you from my beautiful daughter Pilar, 31, joy in life to have children. Let's see, radiation, staying, girl racing. I had a lot of radiation from CAT scans when I was younger. Could this affect egg quality? Certainly radiation can affect egg quality. But there are ways to turn it around. This is why I talk about keto, inflammation, look at our magazines, reduce carbs, reduce fiber, fruits and vegetables. But remember, cook them well, add the fat. Again, if you think it's too much, quadruple it. It's amazing. DHEA, CoQ10, fish oil, folic acid. Now remember, if you can't take animal oils, then you want to look to this is where I think coconut oil and also CBD oil, no THC, by the way. One who called last Saturday from Albany and went to Syracuse to complete a retrieval. Okay, awesome. The quest for baby, baby Gwen, yes. So, we're all a little different at our ability to retrieve eggs abdominally. It's not an easy procedure. I happen to have done it a long time. Dr. Grossman Ditkoff don't have as much experience. But look, if we don't get all the eggs and we're not able to get to the other side, we're going to work a way to get you another cycle. And so we're here to help in the process when it feels like it's not going right. We are here to work the magic for everyone. And we're working on getting Colorado going, getting Orlando going, and we're working on the Fertile Family together. And Buffalo is coming, by the way. All right. Baby Gwen. All right, thank you. But sometimes my reading of these, since I was a little dyslexic as a kid and a young adult, and sometimes I still have that a little bit. I'm a little bit more in tune to the spoken word. What blood work payment, 6 to 12 months keto? Let's see. All right. Thanks everyone for sharing questions and answers together, by the way. Let's see. Sheila Stevens. We're looking forward to Thursday, by the way. Lots of good stuff. I'm actually Dr. Corley and Dr. Lutheringer are in Syracuse. I'm in Atlanta this Thursday, and this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to take a little Shavasana downtime to rejuvenate, reconnect, and learn a lot of this, by the way. Is faint bleeding normal after 10 days from transfer? A little bit is normal. Sometimes the intravaginal suppositories are a problem. So yes, it could be. We're really on it starting retrieval and transfers for us to start from scratch after our last cycle was complete failure. Ali showing. Atlanta office update. So Atlanta this year is going to continue to do better on monitoring, consult, PRP, and I'm working on monthly PRP with Dr. Verdialis. Really great ideas coming from her. The PRP we learned from her, but I think even thinking about monthly interlipids, monthly PRP, and remember daily keto, and it's the key to fertility success. And remember, it's a high-fat, low-carb, low-protein. It's not a red meat diet, by the way, all right? I want everyone to understand that. I happen to be more carnivore in my preference, all right? I know I had to stop the vegetables in order to get rid of my colitis and bleeding and arthritis and dermatitis, but many others are able to do it as a more vegan vegetarian, but you gotta add the fat, one meal a day, and really cook it well, by the way. Tomorrow, Ashley Carter, how you doing? Drive back to Missouri right after 7.5 hour drive. Is it not a good idea? It's okay to be in the car as long as you're feeling fine. Mostly all roads in America are pretty smooth. They're not that rough. You got nice shock absorbers, and sometimes being in bed is a little rougher than that. But I think driving after retrieval or transfer is okay. Retrieval, we like to at least have people wait another day. If you have any issues, you're not sure, go to an emergency room. It's close by. Again, Google it and go. And give them our numbers and always say, call Dr. Kiltz's office. If you can't get that, call Kiltz, 315-416-9872. And I know, I'm a little crazy in the process, right? I do like a little bit of bubbly water, but I stick to this. I drink almost no alcohol. I stay away from wine and beer. I occasionally have a martini, but I have about 5 sips. It's mostly olive juice, believe it or not. Let's see. Do you recommend a fresh transfer to someone over age 40? Okay. Fresh and frozen are both good. We individualize it. If you have more than 4, consider a fresh. If your estrogen is really high, over 4,000, progesterone over 2 to 4. If you have enough, and put in 1, 2 at the max, depending on your age. Remember, it's individualized whether we put in 2 or 1. In general, 1 is the number for everyone. I'm not pushing as a proponent of PGS testing, but it's available. We do it for gender. We'll do it for everyone and anyone that wants it. We have really amazing prices through Cooper Genomics. They've really worked with us to help lower the cost. We're beginning to work with Path Genomics. We're really looking to continue with our fertile pharmacies at CNY to get you the very best prices. We're working a lot more with low-dose protocols, natural cycle IVF if you choose. Some people have low ovarian reserve. You're better off doing either a natural or a mini, 5 to 10 of letrozole, 50 to 100 of Clomid combined for 10 days. and then adding a little bit of gonadotropin, follistim, or gonal F, anywhere between 100 to 200. It may include either low-dose HCG or a little Menopur as a little bit of a seasoning in the process. I really recommend to stay away from spices, excess sugar, sugary drinks. I don't think that pomegranate juice and apple juice is good. You might find in the apple cores, maybe, they're talking about a little bit of something to help with implantation. This is where I think maybe the letrozole can help. Oh, and don't forget, if you're a high responder, ask about a little bit of letrozole to your protocol, 2.5 to 5 to keep your estrogen level low. You got to trigger with the combination of Lupron and Lupron and HCG, by the way. And I know I'm throwing a lot at everyone. Nephew Will's putting our list of everything. It's going in the magazine. But if you don't get it, shout out and share it. I apologize if I'm not getting back to everyone right away. Obviously, I'm one guy. I take a lot of questions out there, and I'm working to make sure they're asked and they get answered on our lives or our blogs and our magazines. So read thoroughly through those free download magazines. We are going to put it on Amazon for a printed copy at a very nominal price to keep our costs down to pass them on to everyone. Hey, Diana Marie, protocol with Hashimoto's thyroid and diabetic patients. All right, remember, inflammation is the cause of all disease, whether it's psychologic, neurologic, or physiologic. It's all caused by inflammation. Inflammation, radiation, heat, and then chemicals and antigens that enter our body through what we breathe, eat, and drink. And the majority of it comes from plants, the top predator that wants to kill you and I and make us fertilizer and reduce our reproduction. Diabetes, Hashimoto's, and what was that other one? I apologize if I missed that other part of the question, but are all related to inflammation from glucose, too much exercise, and this craziness I've shared. And look at my magazines. But basically, this is where keto comes in. This is where an anti-inflammation level 1, 2, 3, or 4, which may include Lovenox, aspirin, Plaquenil, either prednisone or dexamethasone. Some of the steroids may be helpful, but not for everyone. If you're diabetic, you got to be careful. But remember, that's where the 1 meal a day. But whether you do an IUI, natural, or IVF, remember, our job is to share ways for you to naturally conceive. Don't forget, endometriosis and fibroids are an indication of intra-abdominal pelvic inflammation. Sperm DNA fragmentation or bad morphology or motility or count, the same thing. Our prostates, our seminal vesicles, and our testicles are all affected by the same thing there. So in general, though, for a stimulation, it may be very similar as everyone else, but we just want to be much more cognizant of the immune processes going on in our bodies for sure. If you don't end up using all your meds, can you donate them to clinic to be passed on to someone else? There's got to be a pool and a way to have the garage to share. I've got to be a little careful about accepting and giving them out, but however anyone else does it, not to sell, but maybe there are ways to do this, and I've got to be careful in that for sure. Can do all the daily blood work. I hear it's a lot that first week. Yes, your OBGYN, if you can talk to your local fertility doctor. Remember, we're here to help grow the fertility field and plant more opportunities that more people could have access. Where they're charging $10,000 to $30,000 a cycle, they may be able to help you at least with monitoring and recognizing that we're all really working together to create a fertile family in America rather than this restrictive, high-cost insurance conglomerates that are saying you can go there to a center of I don't know what, or they're better and they're not. I don't know. It's a crazy world we're in this fertility business for sure. So I hope we're pushing the process to help in all this. But yes, talk to your OBGYN. Starting retrieval and transfers for us to start from scratch. Again, we're hoping, I'm working on Dr. V. I may have another opportunity, another doctor come in. We have some investments to put in our Atlanta office, but Atlanta 2021, more likely early on, is going to get that going, by the way. What are the stats on older women? Own eggs, IVF success rate 38 to 40. Look online. Remember, we accept everyone and anyone, no matter your AMH, FSH, your size, shape, or previous number of failed cycles. The data on SART and CDC is not very accurate. You have to believe and know the success is yours if you do something. And if what you're doing isn't working, change it up, by the way. Someone who could partner for monitoring in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We are doing that, by the way. Yes, we have a few partners out there that have been really kind in the fertility centers in Dallas and Houston and others. Again, we're working to expand and open up the marketplace for everyone. It's a fertile world. We need to all be working together rather than trying to say, well, they're no good, or why are they doing that, or I'm better than them. And believe me, we are not better than anyone out there. We are just offering something different in the process. And I've learned after 64 years of life almost, but nearly 30 years in this fertility business, how little we know as scientists. And the science and data is often doo-doo and doesn't help, by the way, in very many ways. You have to have faith in the higher power within all of us. Remember, no matter your religious beliefs, it's all faith and belief and love that we can foster together that'll help this process master the universe. Remember, you and I are the gods within us through our thinking that have been shared from so many others for the existence of all time, and that's the beauty, by the way. All right, everyone doing good? Thank you, Tab Brandon. How long after consult do we have to wait to start steps for IVF? We can get you moving pretty quickly. Our biggest issue is certainly we're busy in Syracuse. We're getting busier in Albany. We really are working to get our Atlanta, Orlando, and Colorado affordability, quality, and access, but we got to have everything lined up just right in order for this to work. I do not have a BMI limit, by the way. I do not believe that our fatness, obesity causes disease. We must love ourselves for the size we are, and we doctors and healthcare professionals must learn to honor everyone in this process of life. It's not easy to be judged by your doctor who isn't loving you and giving you the very best. They're mostly saying you got to lose weight, but losing weight isn't the key. It's changing what you put in the bucket. 2 to 4 weeks of Kiltz's keto will really change everything. And remember, Kiltz's keto, high fat, low to no carbs, low protein, 1 meal a day, get off the treadmill, and cook the carbs well if you're eating them. Remember, vegan, vegetarians, I support wholly. I do know there may be some things that we're consuming that have too many phytoestrogens, phytoandrogens, and phytoprogestins, by the way. Listen, our team in Atlanta, Dr. Verdialis, Kim, our practitioner, we have a new practitioner who has started. We're getting another practitioner besides Chris Z in our Buffalo office. But patience in the process is the key for all of us. This is why I start the day with my daily meditation and prayers and visualization of the beauty of what God has given all of us. We do bring with us a lot of luggage, as they call baggage, from our past lives, our relationships with our parents and everyone. When we learn to imagine all of it is part of the creative nature of the universe to make you in the perfect form you already are, to help you find the fertility by changing up what you put in here and in there. It really, really works, by the way. Well, let's see. What if you have fibroids on your uterus? Is it okay to go forward with IVF, or should it get removed? We'll quite often remove do an egg retrieval with fibroids. Sometimes those fibroids can make it difficult to get to an ovary. And that's when I say you should remove them. So again, sometimes going through a big fibroid is not good. Going through abdominally isn't easy, by the way. It has more risks. We have to be really, really careful about that. The tipping point where you recommend that a single 41 switch to donor embryos already had 2 retrievals, 29 total retrieved, only 1 PGS normal. And okay, don't do PGS. You're relying on a PGS. So again, the question is the tipping point. When do you move from your own eggs to donor eggs? That's individually your choice and your decision, no one else's. I've seen 44-year-olds change their diet, change their thinking, and boom, a baby au natural. Laparoscopy, hysteroscopy for endo, a month of oral letrozole or Lupron letrozole with an antibiotic, antifungal, antiviral. Remember, this silent endo or silent inflammation is there for all of us. We all suffer from inflammation. Even if you're on the most perfect keto diet, or you're going really slow in life, or you meditate every day. The universe and everything else wants to eat us as we need them to be alive. It really is a simple concept that's not so simple to get for all of us. But I've transferred a ton of day 3, 41, 42, 43, 44-year young women's embryos, and bingo, a baby. I think PGS testing, if you look at Dr. Gleicher, CHR, Dr. Barad, really great team down there. And we really worked with them a lot, learned a lot, and I continue to learn a lot from many others out there. IVF, again, multiple cycle discounts. We're working on that. Prepay for 4, get that discount. And so know this, that we're here to help in so many ways. All right. B. Shipman 924. How do you decide what add-ons you do for IVF, such as interlipids, HCG, washes, PF? You know, you're right. It's a long list for sure. And which add-ons do we do? You know, why don't we start right with the level 4 immune, Kiltz's keto, CBD, LDN, all these things? I don't know that real answer. Maybe, and don't forget ERA testing. Again, should we do it? Should we add on embryo glue for everyone? In Europe, they're saying the add-ons are bunk. They're suing doctors left and right because they even offer them. I don't know the answer, but I'd say it's up to you. Here's the menu. Which ones do you want to do? Do you want to do a low-dose protocol, a standard protocol, or a high-dose protocol? Do you add Lovenox, Plaquenil, Prednisone, LIT, leukocyte immunotransfusions? This is where Dr. Mike Vero and Markham Fertility in Toronto. Oh, and a shout out to Dr. Fayez Farouki, Montreal. We're working on Toronto, but we'll work with your REs wherever you are in this world to help you get maybe something a little different. Again, we all have something good to offer, and there's so much success from all the doctors around the world that are trained. Our job is to train more of us, take practitioners, physician assistants, our nursing team. We're working on the CNY Fertile House calls. Remember, our team can call, can meet, coffee house. That's the whole part of the process of this, is sharing with more and more. Hi, Larissa, Body Ferrari. That's it for all of us, by the way. We're really working on the Body Ferrari, the miracle machine. And Kiltz's keto is kick-ass amazing. Again, vegan, vegetarians, kick-ass, Kiltz's keto, it works. We're going to be at the Nature Time show coming up in April in Syracuse. It's Wendy Meyerson, Nature Time. Check it out. Get in line. Come early. Well, I'm going to be doing one of the keynote talks at about 9, and then I'm hoping to do a Q&A session a little later. We're going to be making ice cream again. But it really is a lot of fun, and we all got to get into this. And remember, our teams are really there for you. If you have a complaint or an issue, please stop and speak your mind. Share with us so we can all learn and do better. We don't take it as a complaint and we're bad. We want to take it as, hey, this was my experience. I want to continually share and learn. We will never be perfect, by the way, because perfection doesn't exist in this humanness of life. We will make mistakes, continue to make mistakes, but we do enjoy the input from everyone, by the way. IVF be available at Atlanta. When will IVF be available in Atlanta? Again, we're looking at 2021, but maybe it'll happen before that. I'm working on it, by the way, already. But I got to get Buffalo done first. We have some upgrades in Albany so we can really handle everyone. Our global team is amazing. Donna, Justine, Elizabeth, Grace, and I apologize. My teams are amazing, and I forget to mention everyone, and I'm sorry about that. All right. Let's see. Pressure is technically high, 4.2. Fresh embryo is still a good option. Again, these numbers are not so straightforward if your progesterone is over 2, but in general, if it's over 2, estrogen over 3,000, 4,000 for sure, then doing a freeze-all is better. That doesn't mean people don't have babies with those numbers. So we're here to say we recommend. We're not saying you can or can't. That's not our job. Our job is we're consultants with you in the process. Will and Brother Ray and Jake and Aaron, our global travel team, is sharing in our messages of helping your OBGYNs, wherever they at, integrate affordable fertility, by the way. All right, I've complained after failure cycle and no one did anything, not even apologize. Allie Schoen, I apologize. And please bring your experience to me. And if maybe sometimes we reset it and keep speaking it up, by the way. I'm here to listen and learn. After a failure, what can we do different? Remember, it's not perfect. I've made our pricing affordable, and we're bringing so many people in that sometimes it can be overwhelming to our team, and I apologize. Ali Schoen, I'm going to do my very best. And again, thank you for speaking. But again, we're here and recognizing that sometimes our opinions and your opinions, we want to try to meld them to make it work in your favor for your outcomes, by the way. And again, I'm sorry for any roughness of our consultation. I am very dramatic. And sometimes I become across maybe as a little rough. I apologize. I'm like a little kid in a candy store, especially when I talk about diet, by the way. Remember, my job is to share something I've learned. I'm giving you the menu. I'm never here to tell you what to do. But if you ask me for my opinion of what ideas I bring to the table, I will do that for sure, by the way. Pre-lab form located. Ooh, I don't know that. I'm going to fierce Fitspiration. I'm going to see if I can get that for you. And again, my team members, sometimes I got to kind of like, hey guys, listen and learn from our patients, because ultimately we need to be more patient in listening and learning. But I'm here to learn, by the way, and I think a lot of it, again, I have bad days sometimes. I'm crazy. Yesterday, I was like 3 hours late for a ton of calls, and I really apologize. And I'm going to do my very best every single day. Let's see. Cameo O'Rear. My first cycle, my estrogen was low, and I ended up with a lost empty follicle, only got 2 embryos. Is there anything to change that? Now, remember, these numbers we get may be a reflection of what's going on in your body. We do attempt to modify it a little bit with a little extra estrogen or a little extra progesterone. HCG. This is where immune protocols come in, dietary changes come in. And even again, our thyroid, and we're learning a little bit more that our thyroid treatments maybe aren't so straightforward, because a lot of the things we're doing will cause the TSH and the thyroid T3, T4s to go up and down. And so we're working to modify them, but it's not perfect. It sometimes takes a few days to get the numbers and modify them. We're all working our very best. The other option is have no numbers and just see what happens. We want to do our very best to keep an eye on that, by the way. Amber, let's see. It's been sold out. Let's see. Does the clinic plan to expand with working with more insurance companies since the New York State law? Listen, Brandon, we work with all insurance companies. Some of them are a little bit sort of like, I only work with this center of something, because they've created these alliances which are about big bucks, by the way. And so I don't know why it is that way, but it is. But yeah, we're open to work with any and all insurance companies, employers. Go to your employer and say, we want to work with CNY Fertility. We're going to offer you more care for your dollar. And so recognizing that's really our key to life. We're focused on still in the top 10 IVF centers in America, but the only privately held center. We're not held by a conglomerate, investment dollars that are going to call the shots. You call the shots. I'm the driver. You put in the GPS and I'll go whichever way you want to go. But our method and model is affordability, quality, and access. Families building families in this world. So we're not going to stop that, by the way. But talk to your employer, whether it's upstate or some other place in New York State, and mention CNY Fertility. Listen, our affordability affords people to travel from everywhere at a much affordable price to stay at one of our local places, travel to either Buffalo, Albany, even Philadelphia or Boston, and then drive to one of our centers is a lot more affordable than the majority of what's out there. And remember, they're all family building, and affordability is where I came from. I grew up in Los Angeles, working class parents. I was kicked out of school in a gang and couldn't read, but I've learned through the stresses and struggles that we're all here together to help. No matter who and what you are, we're all humans, and humanity is about love, kindness, and faith, and generosity, by the way. Hello, Jacqueline Lasnik. How are you? What management company, even though the prescriptions are coming from doctor out of our home state? Kimio, I don't know that answer, but talk to your employer and say you want to hook up with CNY Fertility, who takes care of clients globally for a lower price, okay? And let them know that you want to go to your local pharmacy where we can work to get you better pricing. We're just working and talking. We work with Integrity, with Metro, just talked to MDR and Empower Pharmacy. It's about affordability, quality, and access. And some people come from out of the country, bring their own medication. Some people travel and bring it. We're open to every and any way. We're really, really working much more with lower cost meds, more natural, letrozole clomid mini, and a 10-day HCG trigger 10,000, maybe adding a little bit of Orilissa with a little bit of injectables through that last 5 days may bring up the numbers and help on the process. So again, a lot of different ways to do this. 5 days, Orilissa, HCG trigger, not overstimulating, but just getting the right number of eggs and embryos. Now remember, don't forget, if you've had your babies or you've decided to move on and you have extra embryos, find a way to pass them on at the CNY Fertility Embryo Donation Program. We're here to say, let's help others. And if you have embryos somewhere else and you want to bring them to CNY Fertility because we have a little more affordability, we're open to transferring, quote, abnormal embryos. Like we can say a kindergartner is abnormal or a kid's abnormal when maybe, remember, judge not lest ye wish to be judged. when we can imagine that every embryo should get a chance to go in a uterus, even maybe if it's been labeled as PGS abnormal, maybe it's wrong. That's what we found a lot in our practice, by the way. Katie Mon, thank you very much. Again, my love and shout out to everyone. We all live with problems, challenges, bumps in the road, failures, all of us, because we're humans. Whether it's relationships or work or financial, whatever it is, as a human being, we have tremendous emotions that will drive us to craziness. We've all been there. Our job is to learn from them together as best we can. Okay, a 43-year-old to do a low-dose protocol. Katie, absolutely. I think the low-dose mini protocols are really good for those with diminished ovarian function or dysfunctional ovarian processes. And I think that it really is good to look at letrozole 10, Clomid 100 for 5 to 10 days, low-dose injectables for 5 to 10 days at 100 to 200, with or without a little bit of HCG and human growth hormone, by the way. Dr. Kiltz, I recommend against getting pregnant with antiphospholipid syndrome to explore. I have an appointment seeing why. Hematologic. Listen, I've seen so many people with hematologic and metabolic and inflammatory processes get pregnant, deliver babies. Adding a complete immune protocol, Humira, IVIG, going longer throughout pregnancies, Plaquenil, Prograf, and Prednisone, Neupogen. Remember, any antiphospholipid syndrome, immunologic conditions, MS, ALS, fibromyalgias is caused, in my opinion, by a high plant-based raw diet, 3 to 6 meals a day, mostly seeds and nuts, which are deadly. You need to go keto, and it's a high fat, limit your carbs, cook them well. Remember, your body converts carbs into sugar, protein into sugar. Your body requires fat. When you eat fat, ghee, tallow, lard, butter, cream, coconut oil, hemp seed oil, it really is amazing. Most of the information we're taught on a healthy diet is deadly diet. And that's what I'm seeing, more and more and more inflammatory conditions from a, quote, healthy diet, which is causing us to have all these immunologic and hematologic disorders. When you read about the poisonous plants and phytochemicals that cause hallucinogenics and neuroses and anxiety and a tremendous amount of disease, and in my opinion, cancer is just another inflammatory condition caused by a high plant-based diet. Kick-ass keto is king, whether it's vegan, vegetarian, standard, Mediterranean, pescatarian, or carnivorian. A little crazy, right? I know. Is stage 4 endometriosis the best medicine to take decrease the growth of estrogen while waiting to start IVF? Okay, letrozole 2.5. If you can't tolerate Lupron or Alyssa, 2.5 of letrozole for 30 to 60 days with an antibiotic. That's my other little home run to this. We're tweaking these ideas, and don't forget acupuncture, massage, and remember, daily meditation, prayer, and visualization start in the morning, right? Start the day, continue in the day, and when you're getting something that feels like making you get stressed and hot and sweaty, it happens to me all the time, by the way, take a breath and stand still for a moment and recognize and realize that the universe is giving you a gift to grow with and learn from, and it helps tremendously. All right, about 10 minutes left. Thank you everyone for joining me, and don't forget to share the Kiltz's Keto Cure. It's going to be Kiltz's Keto Health and Wellness, Molecular Fertility, and Molecular Medicine and Health and Wellness is within all of us, no matter what you're suffering from. If you haven't watched The Magic Pill, read Plant Paradox by Gundry, or A Botany of Desire by Poland, there's so many great books to recognize that plants, they're the sexy ones that's trying to allure us in, that they're going to use us for their fertility or fertilizer for them to grow. It's kind of crazy, right? Don't know where to begin. Oh, where to begin for keto? Well, start with Maria and Craig Emmerich. They're awesome. They got a lot of really good primers. Kiltz's keto is crazy. I agree. Oh, I'm going to be at the Carnivore Conference 2020 in Boulder in May, 23rd, 24th. Check on it. What am I going to talk about? Keto for fertility and carnivore for fertility. But remember, listen, I am for vegans, vegetarians, standards, and everyone out there. We have to learn together. My words and ideas, you just have to stand still for a moment and listen. So often we want to jump before we've even listened to the concept idea that our diets may be deadly. And it's not our DNA, but it's our diets that are disturbing and disrupting and creating the mutations that are just collateral damage from the food and fodder we eat, drink, smoke, paste, and hallucinate to. Info on the website as well. You're right. And so check out keto. Oh, and Allie on our donor team has done a lot there. But again, go to Craig and Maria Emmerich's website, Maria Mind Body Health, and don't forget Kiltz's drkiltz.com, and look at Mind Body Smile. It's my daily craziness to work to help and integrate what you put in the mind and the mouth and the mastery of this miracle machine I call a Ferrari, and Miss Larissa and my whole team that's sharing amazing concepts and ideas in the process. Oh, a shout out to the embryologist, Albany, Syracuse, and Buffalo, coming soon in Buffalo. But the embryologists do a dedicated, hardworking, and amazing job. Our andrology endocrine team does an amazing job, and thank you. Oh, Ronnie Turner, fatty chicken thighs, yes, but cook them in either coconut oil, ghee, or duck grease, and you got to dip them in a cream sauce. That's the key, by the way. Gonal over follistim, yes. Yes, you can use, it's either gonal or follistim or Menopure. We do a lot of gonal follistim with a little bit of Menopure, or gonal follistim with low-dose HCG. I think they all work, by the way. And don't forget, CNY Fertility Boston is there because we do a ton of consults. You travel to Albany, it's close by, it's only a few hours. It saves people a tremendous amount of money. Plus, it integrates Eastern and Western medicine. Remember, here and here matters to the Ferrari there. And you got to look in the mirror, no matter what your shape and size is, and you have to give that beautiful Ferrari, whether it's skinny or fat. Remember, fat is the Ferrari fuel for fertility, and you got to love it. And I'm not a big fan of all these surgeries to get thin, because everyone they put on a diet. But if you do a keto, a kick-ass fertility keto diet, you'll be amazed. And it doesn't make sense, but what I've learned, it's the most sustainable, amazing thing in the universe. Our job is to go like, well, I don't believe this. Let me listen and learn. And as you listen and learn, and you got to go to Carnivore Con 2019, there's so much science. It's amazing. And what I've learned is that fat is the fuel for the Ferrari. We never burn glucose. We must convert all glucose and amino acids to fat. And when you're eating 3 to 6 meals a day, you're feeding the blood system a ton of sugar. And we have no such thing as insulin resistance. It's our brain's resistance to the possibility that if you eat sugar complex all the time, you're going to be hyperglycemic, and you better have insulin in order to try to lower it. But it's really a crazy story. Hey, Angel McCord, how you doing? Let's see. Again, a lot of what we're learning and sharing is that the possibility you kick ass on Kiltz's keto, get into Emmerich stuff, and look at that. that suddenly you might find yourself pregnant. Talk to your OBGYN. I'd like a laparoscopy hysteroscopy, or I'd like to try a month, 2 or 3 on either Orilissa or Lupron with some letrozole to reduce my endo. And change your diet, get off the treadmill. Remember, a race car Ferrari is in the junkyard faster than a showroom Ferrari. And we are showroom Ferraris. That's it. All of us. And when you take care of your mind, I should say, when you take care of what you put in your mind and your mouth, the reading, and if you haven't read, A Course in Miracles, I highly recommend it. And whether it's the Quran, the New or Old Testament, the Bhagavad Gita, Lao Tse, the Buddhist, Hindu documents, whatever it is, the philosophy of love and kindness trumps everything. And when you use it to the person in the mirror and everyone around you, even when it's like a friction of it feels like ugliness, you've got to create the beauty in front of you. That's the trick. Oh, remember, we do a lot of same-sex and singles and transgenders, and wherever you're at in this journey to build a family, we all are humans. We all deserve love and kindness, and family building is key. And we're all going through something that is tragic and trying on this journey, by the way. Ovacid also have an effect on your TSH. It may, by the way, so we got to look at that carefully. Wife and I are doing a retrieval tomorrow. Couldn't be more excited. We're looking for it, Boondock Life, and creating life. Really, that's and sending gratitude to all of us in this fertile family of the CNY fertile family. It really is powerful for all of us. And we're learning. If something rubs you the wrong way, please allow us to listen and learn better. And again, all of our doctors, all of our practitioners are learning to do and be better every single day. And a failed cycle is really difficult. You know, you either don't get eggs or embryos or sperm, or you put them in and they didn't look good. And part of this process of fertility and IVF sometimes is a diagnostic process, all right? Again, we're learning to diagnose, but we'd rather just get you pregnant. And so, again, don't give up, even if you have to step back and take some time. Cheryl and Brandon, we all need sometimes to take some time. And remember, if you can find joy and happiness in what is right now, in this process, right? And be open to whatever the good universe brings to each and every one of us. That's the most amazing thing ever in the universe, right? We have to find love in front of us and kindness within us, right? Within us, kindness and love, and we emulate that to everyone. And remember, listen twice as much as you speak. Remember, 2 to 1. And it might be the same thing with twice the fat and once the carb and the protein. All right, let's see. 49-year-old in menopause. What are my options? Yolanda. Well, again, keep trying naturally. Look at either intercourse, IUI, or IVF. Remember, reduce inflammation. You have to visualize and believe. And then there's always IVF, mini cycles, natural. But donor egg, donor embryo is going to give you the very best and highest. And don't forget, always look at methods of adoption, ways to help and care for others in this world. That's really what this is about. We have to find that. What are your thoughts on chronic pain management and, unfortunately, the meds that come along with IVF? I've discussed a lot with my pain management doctor and would like to hear your perspective. All right, we're done in 53 seconds. Kiltz is keto, slow it down, get rid of the carbs, get rid of all plants. Look at acupuncture, massage, and meditation, and low dose LDN, and through pharmacy doing microdose LDN can be helpful in the process. But you got to get rid of the carbs, you got to get rid of alcohol, you got to get rid of excess things. But chronic pain, in my opinion, is caused by a plant-based diet and a low-fat diet. You got to add the fat, reduce the plants, and cook them well, and one meal a day, and get off the treadmill. And imagine you're healthy and well in this process. All right. God bless to everyone. Dream, love, God bless. Hi to all. See you guys next week. Enjoy. I love you. Bye. Bye, guys.